While taking care of Glossaryck, who she treats like a dog now, which is a portrayal of a character who seems mentally disabled that I'm not sure I like yet, but we'll see where they go with it. Star bumps into a strange woman in the rose garden of the palace. She's actually able to calm Glossaryck down, so the two of them hit it off pretty much immediately. Only to find out, when the entire magical High Commission bursts into the garden, this woman is Eclipsa. Eclipsa is taken away and locked up for her past evil actions, while Star is examined to make sure that none of Eclipsa's evil rubbed off on her or some stupid thing. Because apparently evil is something you can quantify in this universe, which actually raises a problem in this same episode, but we'll talk about that in a second. But in the brief time they interacted, Star didn't see any problem with Eclipsa's behavior, so pushes for fair treatment of her. She's still in prison, but she gets to stay in an old tower that she apparently really enjoyed spending time in back when the palace was hers. And Star occasionally goes and sees her there, and they spend time together. They're actually hitting it off and becoming friends. This is also the episode where we get some descriptions of what Eclipsa did that was apparently so bad. Apparently the only thing they know for sure that she did that could be considered evil is that she left her kingdom behind and went off to pursue true love. And I'm assuming that the portrait we saw of her in that Hall of Portraits or whatever it was portraying that event. They also cite her chapter of the book, but that's dark magic, and dark doesn't necessarily equal evil. The series has done nothing to convince me otherwise up to this point. The mere fact that the dark magic in her chapter can be used for good purposes kind of shows that it's not inherently evil. Also, if they're not sure 100% that Eclipsa is evil, if they imprisoned her before they could prove it, before she could, as they said in this episode, do anything worse, then why don't they just test her for the same sorts of evil signs that they were testing Star for? If evil really is quantifiable, they should be able to prove definitively whether or not she's evil. Unless they're just looking for the influence of dark magic, in which case, I've already said, I don't believe automatically that dark equals evil. Eclipsa, to me, strikes me as the kind of character who just wants to do her own thing and has been around for so long and is so powerful at this point that she just doesn't care what other people think. You can't tell me that if she wanted to, she couldn't just walk right out of this tower, no matter who is guarding her, what magic is put in place to prevent her from doing so. Not only that, but she's a likable character. She's charismatic, and I enjoy seeing her in episodes. But that might all be on purpose. Maybe she is a charismatic, likable character so that it will catch us off guard more when she finally does something truly bad. Either way, Eclipsa is clearly being framed as a parallel to Star, and I think that's super interesting. But at the end of the day, there's really not much more to say about this episode. Not much happens here. This new status quo is established, and then the episode ends. It moves on. So clearly this is setting up for something that's going to be happening later, preparing us for something that's going to be happening later. And so, just as the episode moved on, I'm going to move on. I'm going to wait and see, and we'll talk about the implications of this when they actually start to hit. Still, I really enjoyed this episode. I really enjoyed seeing more of Eclipsa, and seeing Eclipsa interacting with Star was fantastic. So regardless of the fact that there wasn't a whole lot of content specific to this episode to talk about, I do really think this was a good episode, and it's definitely not one that you should miss out on. All that said though, guys, if you have seen this episode of Star vs. the Forces of Evil, what did you think of it? Let's get a discussion going in the comment section down below, or over on my Discord. Link in the description. Either way though, this has been AJ22, and I will talk to you guys later.